Sophia, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm great.
That's awesome. Okay, so thanks for being on the show tonight. And
well, thank you for having me.
Of course. And hey, what an awesome song. I mean, come on. That's like amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome very much. Okay, so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about, just electronic music and your own stuff. And so let's start out with this first question. So tell us your views on electronic music. Like, do you prefer it against other music, or do you not like it as much, and why?
Well, I like listening to it a lot. I like the sound of electronic music. I think it gives a whole new spectrum of different kinds of sounds that you can use, which, a lot of people like to listen to that. Electronic music, I was actually talking to my grandmother about this, the difference between acoustic instruments and electronic instruments.
Mm-hmm.
She was confused because she's old about what's an acoustic instrument, what's an electronic instrument. And so we were talking kind of about the philosophy behind it, and I was saying how, acoustic instruments are great, and they're a great way of expression, but then, the electronic aspect of some instruments just, they add so much different ways to express. So I think that would be stupid not to utilize the tools we have today in electronic music. So.
Right, so there's got to be kind of like a balance.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have a favorite electronic artist?
Well, I would have to say Owl City is the only artist that I really ever listen to that is strictly electronic. And they're the only artist that I have like all their songs of. There are a lot of electronic sounds in a lot of the other artists I listen to, though. I mean, you'll hear like synths in The Killers, or Brandon Flowers, who's the lead singer of The Killers, and in Coldplay, I'm pretty sure they use some synths in there, some organs. I like those sounds. So any artist or any song with those sounds, I'm probably listening to.
That's awesome. Yeah, you know this already, but Owl City is like my favorite band ever, so I totally get that. So, I don't know, some people say that people who make electronic music only do so because they don't have any real talent. Do you agree with that? Like, if it's strictly electronic music, or what's your view on that?
Yes and no. I think it's extremely easy to sit down at a keyboard and turn on the arpeggiation, which, makes it maybe all like twinkly sounding, and just hold a chord, change the chord. Yeah, that's very easy, but you know what? You also have to know what you're doing. You have to know the theory behind what you're writing, the music theory, which can get complicated. So, talent or skill, I don't know. It definitely varies. Today, anybody can take a keyboard and do that at home. But, those big artists, they know what they're doing with the using the electronic music. So, yes and no, I guess.
Right. Okay, well, that makes sense. It's a nice balance there. So, going along with that, do you generally like the new dance hits that are coming out on the radio, like the Rihanna stuff? I know you really like Maroon 5. Moves Like Jagger's been like a really popular song lately. So do you like what's coming out so far? Or?
I do. I really do. There are some songs or some artists that I can't stand that are on the radio, but generally, because they sound the same, they sound like they're just coming out with the same stuff over and over again, and I absolutely hate it when one song comes out and it's got like a cool sort of sound, like when Stereo Love came out with the accordion in there, like all the other songs were starting to use an accordion in there, like, what was that one? On the Floor by J.Lo.
That's right. Yeah, I noticed that with Katy Perry, she used like a saxophone solo, and Lady Gaga had a saxophone in her song. So I noticed that happens a lot with instruments.
Yeah, but it's cool, though. It's cool the way that some of those things are catching on. Generally, yes, I like what's coming out on the radio. The beat is just so so intoxicating sometimes. But, I also like to take a break from that pop stuff and just listen to maybe some Ingrid Michaelson, which is pop, but it's a little, Ingrid Michaelson, she's more mellow.
Mm-hmm.
And listen to some indie bands like, what is it? Oh, that guy, Bright Eyes.
That's right, yeah, Bright Eyes is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of indie stuff, I'm just going to take a quick moment here to promote that Tommy Henninger is doing a show Sunday night called Indie Rock Box, so if any of you want to listen to that, take a break from the norm and slip right into the indie stuff there, then you can go ahead and do that. So, sorry, I just had to...
Cool show.
It's pretty awesome. Definitely, we should all listen to that one. So, going along with electronic music, that genre, do you think that's something that's going to, like, withstand the test of time, as they say? Is it going to be one of those, like, culturally changing things, kind of like ragtime or jazz? Do you think it's something that's going to, like, define us?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Every generation, like, they have pride in their generation and in their youth, and the music is what largely represents their youth. So they're going to keep it with them through the rest of their lives, whether the rest of the generations agree or not. However, our particular genre of music doesn't seem to be coming out with a lot of timeless songs like in the 60s or 70s or 80s even. Sure, there are songs that we're going to recognize, but, songs like, the Beatles songs, those are timeless because they changed music forever.